In the quiet spaces between two hearts, a subtle tension often arises, one that is not immediately visible, but profoundly felt. There exists a force that draws two souls toward each other, a magnetic recognition that surpasses conscious reasoning, yet is shadowed by hesitation. This hesitation is not born of a lack of interest or affection, but of an internal awareness of the transformative power that love can exert. Each person senses that the encounter is more than casual, more than fleeting. It is an acknowledgement of something vital within the other. And yet, fear interposes itself as a guardian, a barrier constructed by the psyche to protect the fragile sense of self. This fear is not merely of being hurt, but of the dissolution of familiar boundaries, of encountering an intimacy so deep that it challenges the established notions of identity. In such moments, the presence of love is paradoxically confirmed by the very apprehension it inspires. Both individuals may act cautiously, step back when drawn forward, and mask longing with distractions. Yet beneath these defenses lies a recognition of connection that neither can fully deny. The heart knows what the mind hesitates to admit, and in this tension, love quietly persists. The manifestations of this internal conflict are often subtle and nuanced, expressed in behaviors that may seem contradictory. A glance held too long, a hesitation in speech, or the unintentional mirroring of movements all serve as unconscious signals of attachment. Both individuals may feel compelled to withdraw at times, yet they repeatedly return to one another, drawn by forces that cannot be rationally explained. This push and pull is a signature of fear intertwined with affection. The intensity of these emotions is not always visible on the surface. It is contained in the spaces between words, the silences, and the pauses that punctuate their interactions. Each person is testing the waters, aware that complete surrender requires vulnerability, yet also feeling the irresistible gravity of connection. It is in these interstitial moments that the truth of their mutual attraction is revealed. The very acts of retreat and cautious advance confirm the presence of love. The psyche, in its wisdom, recognizes the significance of the bond before the conscious mind is prepared to confront it openly. What emerges from this dynamic is a delicate equilibrium between desire and self-preservation. Love exists not as a bold proclamation, but as an undercurrent, quietly asserting itself through careful observation and subtle engagement. The tension between fear and affection is a measure of the depth of feeling, a reflection of how much each heart is willing to risk while still seeking safety. It is a paradoxical space where love is acknowledged indirectly through the instinctive responses of the psyche rather than through direct declaration. In this silent acknowledgement, one can observe the profound truth. Fear does not negate love. It signals its presence. Both individuals are already engaged in an intricate dance of recognition, hesitant yet drawn inexorably toward one another. In understanding this, one can see that the true measure of connection is not in bold statements, but in the quiet ways in which hearts resist and return, revealing that the seed of love has already been planted and quietly takes root. In relationships where fear and love coexist, one often observes the subtle phenomenon of projection, where each person sees not only the other's traits, but also their own hidden desires and insecurities reflected back at them. This process is rarely conscious, yet it reveals much about the depth of the bond. Admiration may emerge alongside irritation, and longing may coexist with withdrawal, creating a pattern of emotional ambivalence that confounds the mind. The projections are like mirrors, showing qualities that both attract and challenge the self. Through these reflections, each individual becomes aware of aspects of their own psyche that have long remained unexamined. The other person becomes a vessel for self-recognition, prompting both fascination and fear. This fear is not of the other, but of the intimacy that emerges when the hidden corners of one's own mind are revealed. To acknowledge such reflections is to confront vulnerabilities, which can feel overwhelming, yet it is also an unmistakable sign of love, for the intensity of these projections arises only in the presence of emotional significance. When two people fear yet cannot resist each other, the projections multiply, creating a complex interplay of attraction, apprehension, and unconscious dialogue that quietly confirms their mutual connection. Projection in this context is a language of the unconscious. Each misattributed thought or emotion is not a sign of misunderstanding, but a sign that the heart has recognized the other as significant. When one interprets the other's actions as judgmental, critical, or distant, it is often a reflection of personal fears, insecurities, or unresolved conflicts. Similarly, feelings of admiration, longing, or hope projected onto the other reveal what the self desires to see and experience but may hesitate to express directly. This dance of projection can be confusing, leading to moments of self-doubt or miscommunication, yet it is simultaneously proof of connection. The psyche instinctively seeks resonance with the other's inner world, even when conscious recognition is resisted. In these moments, love manifests not in overt declarations, but in the way each individual emotionally resonates with the other, how internal states are mirrored and echoed. Fear exists alongside this resonance, but it does not cancel it. Instead, it underscores the stakes of intimacy and the recognition that something meaningful is at play. The awareness of projection offers an opportunity for reflection and growth. By observing the feelings, assumptions, and judgments one projects onto another, it becomes possible to see the unconscious threads that bind two people together. This process reveals that fear is often proportional to affection. The deeper the emotion, the greater the instinct to protect oneself. Projection, therefore, is not a barrier to love, but a sign that love is already present. It is an invitation to explore the inner terrain with honesty, to recognize the parts of oneself mirrored in another, and to see that what may appear as resistance or hesitation is actually a dialogue of hearts and minds. In this delicate interplay, both fear and desire coexist, revealing that the connection is already alive and potent. The recognition of projection allows one to understand that love is not only present, but intricately woven into the unconscious patterns of perception, confirming that two hearts, though hesitant, have already found each other in profound ways. In relationships where love exists, but fear lingers, one often notices subtle tests or challenges that both individuals unconsciously present to each other. These tests are rarely deliberate or malicious. Rather, they are instinctive measures designed to assess the stability and depth of the connection. They may appear as playful teasing, moments of silence, slight withdrawal, or indirect expressions of concern. Beneath these behaviors lies a profound longing for reassurance, a desire to know whether the other will remain present despite vulnerability. Love, when deep and genuine, carries an inherent risk, and the mind seeks confirmation that the bond can endure exposure and potential disappointment. These subtle challenges are therefore a paradoxical expression of care. They may seem frustrating or puzzling to the conscious mind, yet they signify the presence of a connection that is meaningful and alive. In this interplay, both individuals are navigating the tension between the need for safety and the desire for intimacy, demonstrating that the heart is already engaged even when the conscious self hesitates to fully acknowledge it. The very act of testing, consciously or unconsciously, is an acknowledgement that something valuable exists and deserves protection. These behaviors reflect an intricate psychological dynamic, where the unconscious mind guides actions toward assessing the resilience of attachment. When one steps back, the other may interpret it as indifference, Yet the return or continued attention reveals an emotional investment that cannot be suppressed. These oscillations, withdrawal followed by engagement, serve as signals that love is present but intertwined with apprehension. By observing these patterns, it becomes clear that fear does not negate affection. Rather, it magnifies the intensity of care as both parties cautiously navigate the vulnerabilities inherent in connection. Each subtle test, whether a pause in communication or a question posed indirectly, acts as a barometer of mutual commitment, highlighting the unconscious understanding that love carries both profound reward and potential risk. Through these experiences, the psyche negotiates the delicate balance between protection and surrender, demonstrating that both hearts are actively engaged even when outward expression is tentative. Understanding these patterns allows for a deeper awareness of the relational dynamics at play. The presence of subtle challenges indicates that love is already present, quietly shaping interactions and influencing choices. Rather than viewing hesitation or indirect behaviors as a lack of interest, one can recognize them as manifestations of the unconscious negotiation between desire and caution. Both individuals are testing the boundaries of safety while simultaneously drawn by the gravitational pull of attachment. In these unspoken exchanges, the truth of the connection is revealed. Fear exists precisely because love is real, and the careful assessments and minor challenges reflect the value placed on the bond. In observing these dynamics, one realizes that love is present not only in open declarations, but also in the quiet ways two hearts navigate uncertainty, seeking assurance while remaining deeply entwined, a testament to the profound yet often unacknowledged presence of affection and care. In the subtle realm of human connection, emotional synchrony often emerges as a quiet yet profound signal that love exists, even when both individuals are hesitant to admit it. These moments of alignment occur without effort: shared laughter at an unspoken thought, simultaneous reactions to a situation, or a mutual understanding that requires no words. Such synchronicity is more than coincidence. It is the unconscious resonance of two inner worlds, reflecting a deep and intuitive recognition of each other's presence. The intensity of these shared emotional experiences can be disorienting, as they reveal a closeness that is both comforting and terrifying. Fear arises not from a lack of desire, but from the realization that such intimacy is transformative, capable of exposing vulnerabilities that the conscious mind struggles to manage. In these moments, both individuals are confronted with the undeniable truth of connection. Their hearts respond in harmony, signaling that a bond already exists, despite hesitation or avoidance. The very occurrence of emotional synchrony suggests that both people are already deeply attuned, and that the recognition of love is present on a level that transcends rational thought or deliberate acknowledgement. This resonance between hearts is often subtle, expressed in fleeting gestures, timing, or shared moods that cannot be fully explained. One might notice a mirroring of posture, a simultaneous smile, or a coincidental verbal alignment that feels almost fated. Such occurrences are the language of the unconscious, a silent dialogue that reveals mutual awareness, attraction, and care. The mind may resist naming these feelings as love, masking them with caution or rationalization, yet the body and intuition betray the truth. Emotional synchrony serves as evidence that both hearts are engaged, signaling recognition of each other's inner world. The fear that accompanies these moments is a reflection of the stakes involved. The deeper the resonance, the greater the potential for transformation, vulnerability, and connection. Yet it is precisely this resonance that indicates the presence of love, as only a bond of significance can elicit such unconscious harmony and alignment. Observing emotional synchrony provides clarity about the nature of hesitation and avoidance. The moments when two people respond in concert, even unknowingly, reveal that love is already operative beneath the surface of conscious awareness. The subtle alignment of emotions, reactions, and attention demonstrates that both individuals are drawn to each other despite the protective structures erected by fear. These experiences confirm that connection exists prior to declaration or conscious acknowledgement. In recognizing this pattern, one can see that the bond is alive and potent, quietly shaping interactions, guiding attention, and influencing choices. Emotional synchrony is thus a silent confirmation that love is already present, reflected in the natural, unconscious rhythm between two hearts navigating both desire and apprehension, a testament to the unseen yet powerful forces of human attachment. In relationships where love exists but is intertwined with fear, communication becomes a subtle language of the heart, conveying more in pauses, hesitations, and indirect expressions than in explicit statements. Words are chosen carefully, sometimes delayed, and often nuanced with shades of caution. Messages may arrive late, conversations may wander, and emotions may be hinted at rather than fully expressed. Yet these patterns are not evidence of indifference or absence of love. They are manifestations of the tension between desire and self-protection. Both individuals are aware, consciously or unconsciously, that direct exposure of feelings carries risk, and the mind instinctively seeks to safeguard the vulnerable heart. Despite this caution, care emerges in quieter forms, checking in, thoughtful gestures, and subtle curiosity about each other's inner life. In these exchanges, love persists even when the conscious mind is hesitant to name it. The unsaid carries weight, signaling attachment, concern, and an ongoing desire to remain present in each other's lives. Observing these indirect forms of communication reveals that both hearts are engaged and that connection exists prior to verbal acknowledgement, speaking through the delicate and often intricate patterns of attention, timing, and nuanced expression. The indirectness of communication in such relationships often produces a rhythm of approach and withdrawal, reflection, and engagement. Each word chosen with care, each response carefully measured, is a testament to the internal negotiation occurring between fear and affection. It is in this subtle interplay that love quietly declares itself, hidden beneath the conscious preoccupations of self-preservation. Hesitations and coded expressions serve as silent affirmations of emotional investment. Both individuals are attuned to each other's moods, reactions, and responses, and their communication reflects a careful dance of connection, protection, and recognition. The mind may resist, analyzing and rationalizing the behaviors, yet the heart senses the depth and consistency of attention. Every effort to engage, even cautiously, indicates an underlying emotional reality that is more powerful than the fears that obscure it. Through this lens, one can observe that love is not always loud or declarative. It often exists quietly in the way two people remain attuned to one another despite hesitation, fear, or self-imposed boundaries. Recognizing these patterns allows one to see the hidden truths of attachment and desire. The indirect communication, the careful timing of words, and the thoughtful gestures all point to an active bond that exists beneath the surface. Fear does not eliminate love, it merely shapes its expression, making it subtler and often more profound. In these patterns, the psyche finds ways to sustain connection, even when full vulnerability feels unsafe. The presence of concern, curiosity, and subtle engagement confirms that both hearts are already invested in one another. By observing the nuanced ways in which attention and care are expressed, it becomes evident that love is alive, operating through gestures, timing, and unspoken understanding. Even hesitation, avoidance, or indirectness becomes a testament to the bond, revealing that love has already taken root and continues to influence actions, thoughts, and emotional presence between two people who are quietly yet unmistakably connected. In relationships where love and fear coexist, physical proximity often speaks more clearly than words ever could. Even when hesitation or anxiety prompts temporary withdrawal, there is an almost magnetic pull that draws two people together. The body cannot always conceal what the heart feels, and subtle gestures of presence, leaning closer, offering assistance, sharing space, or responding attentively, become unintentional affirmations of attachment. These moments are often fleeting, easily overlooked by the conscious mind, yet they reveal a profound underlying connection. The unconscious recognizes significance before the conscious self can articulate it, and through these small movements and attentions, the psyche communicates love in its quietest form. Physical proximity is therefore not simply convenience or coincidence. It is an instinctive expression of emotional engagement, signaling care, concern, and an unspoken desire to remain connected even when fear complicates conscious acknowledgement. The body becomes a messenger of the heart, betraying the hesitation of the mind while affirming the enduring presence of attachment. Attention, too, manifests in subtle yet unmistakable ways. Observing another person's mood, remembering small details, or noticing shifts in behavior are forms of silent communication that reveal engagement and investment. Even when fear drives one to distance or retreat, the mind continually returns to the other, seeking connection through observation, responsiveness, and presence. These patterns demonstrate that the bond exists in action as much as in emotion. Love is present not only in declarations or explicit gestures, but in the consistent care and awareness each person brings to the relationship. The juxtaposition of hesitation with persistent attention underscores the coexistence of fear and affection. While the conscious self may resist full acknowledgement, the unconscious consistently seeks interaction and proximity, signaling the presence of attachment and desire. Such behaviors, though subtle, are profound indicators that love is already alive, quietly guiding choices and responses even in the midst of uncertainty or caution. Recognizing these signs allows one to perceive the connection beyond words. Physical gestures, timing of presence, attentiveness, and shared moments are all manifestations of love operating under the guise of caution. They reveal that both individuals are already invested in the relationship, navigating vulnerability while drawn to one another. The push and pull between retreat and engagement reflects the psyche's negotiation between self-preservation and the irresistible pull of attachment. The subtle patterns of proximity and attention confirm that love is active, influencing interactions, choices, and internal focus. Even when fear prompts withdrawal, the return to closeness demonstrates the undeniable bond that has taken root, quietly shaping behavior and thought. Observing these indicators makes it evident that love is already present, and the consistent gravitation toward each other, despite hesitation, is a testament to the deep, unconscious recognition of connection, proving that two hearts are entwined even when words fail to capture the truth. In relationships where love is present yet fear persists, one of the most revealing dynamics is the rhythm of avoidance and return. Both individuals may unconsciously oscillate between withdrawal and engagement, creating a pattern that reflects their internal negotiation between desire and self-preservation. Retreat occurs as a protective measure, a way to maintain safety and control in the face of vulnerability. Yet, despite this hesitation, there is a consistent return, a gravitation back toward the other that signals the undeniable presence of attachment. This push and pull rhythm is often misinterpreted as indecision or inconsistency, but in truth, it is a subtle dance of recognition and acknowledgement. Each return is a silent affirmation of care, each withdrawal a signal of fear, together forming a complex yet revealing portrait of connection. The heart is already engaged in this dynamic, and the oscillation itself becomes a mirror of love intertwined with apprehension, demonstrating that even in moments of distance, the bond is alive and persistent, quietly shaping behaviors and influencing choices. This cyclical pattern also illuminates the depth of emotional investment. The retreat is never permanent because the unconscious mind continuously seeks connection, even when the conscious mind hesitates. Each return reflects an irresistible gravitational pull, an acknowledgement of the other's significance and the desire to remain present despite uncertainty. The interplay of avoidance and engagement is therefore not a sign of absence, but a manifestation of love tempered by caution. The mind may interpret these cycles as conflict or inconsistency, yet the heart experiences them as evidence of attachment and ongoing care. Observing this rhythm offers insight into the unspoken reality of the relationship. Fear coexists with love precisely because the stakes are high, and the emotional terrain is profound. The oscillations become an unconscious dialogue between two individuals who are already emotionally invested, a testament to the strength of connection that transcends conscious hesitation. Understanding this pattern allows one to perceive the subtle truths of relational dynamics. Each withdrawal is an acknowledgement of the fragility of vulnerability, while each return confirms the power of attachment. Love is present not in dramatic gestures or declarations alone, but in the quiet persistence of engagement, the repeated return after distance, and the conscious and unconscious efforts to maintain proximity despite apprehension. These cycles reflect the delicate balance between self-protection and surrender, revealing that fear is not the absence of love, but a companion to it. In witnessing this pattern, one can recognize the profound interplay of courage and hesitation, the silent yet potent affirmation that two hearts are already connected. Even when fear dictates temporary retreat, the instinctive return demonstrates that love has taken root, operating continuously beneath the surface, guiding actions, thoughts, and emotional engagement, and proving that attachment is alive, persistent, and undeniable. In the intimate interior world of the mind, love often announces itself through dreams, fantasies, and private reflections long before it is openly expressed. Even when fear restrains conscious acknowledgement, the unconscious constructs scenarios in which the other person plays a central role, envisioning shared experiences, imagined conversations, or moments of closeness that have not yet occurred. These internal narratives serve as a silent confirmation that connection already exists, bypassing the protective layers of hesitation and doubt. In dreams, the other may appear as a symbol of desire, trust, or emotional resonance, revealing the deep recognition of attachment that the waking mind may resist. Such manifestations are not trivial or incidental. They carry profound significance, signaling that the psyche has already acknowledged the bond. Fear exists alongside these experiences, often prompting avoidance or rationalization, yet it cannot extinguish the quiet insistence of the unconscious, which continues to explore and affirm the emotional reality of the connection. Through these private reflections, one observes that love is not dependent on external expression, but exists in the internal recognition of significance, resonance, and emotional intimacy that quietly shapes perception and expectation. These inner experiences often provide insight into the depth and persistence of affection. Fantasies of shared futures, imagined gestures of care, or even subconscious dialogues reveal the mind's constant engagement with the presence of the other. They serve as internal validation of emotional investment, highlighting that love is already operative in ways that are subtle yet undeniably real. The fear of vulnerability may prevent direct communication, but the imagination and unconscious mind navigate these emotional landscapes with courage, revealing desires and attachments that conscious hesitation obscures. The patterns of thought and reflection demonstrate that the connection is deeply rooted, influencing both perception and behavior. Even in the absence of overt expression, these private experiences confirm that love exists on a level beyond immediate awareness, quietly shaping intentions, emotional responses, and the way each individual orients toward the other. Recognizing the significance of these internal narratives allows one to see the hidden truth